If you take a sharp knife to a block of clay, it glides right through. But try the exact same motion with a dull knife, and it simply crushes the material, getting stuck halfway. Why does that happen? Explaining that difference starts with observation. In a scientific context, observation means recording exactly what you see, hear, or measure, removing your assumptions to focus purely on the physical evidence. You might notice that a ball of dough doubles in size after you add yeast, or that a houseplant physically bends its stem toward a sunny window. At this stage, you aren't trying to explain the cause, you are simply documenting the what and how much. Recognizing these small, unexplained details in your daily environment is the starting line for every major scientific discovery. When you notice an anomaly, your brain naturally looks for a reason. That missing information creates a gap in knowledge that investigation is designed to fill. To find a reliable answer, a vague question like, "Why is this knife better?" must become a scientific one. By focusing on measurable variables, the question becomes, how does the surface area of a blade affect the pressure it applies to the clay? We can apply the same logic to the dough. Instead of asking why it gets bigger, we isolate a specific variable. What specific reaction does yeast trigger to make the dough expand? Without a precise, testable question, an investigation has no direction. The question acts as the boundary for the facts you are about to uncover. That question leads to a hypothesis. A hypothesis is a specific, testable explanation built on logic and existing knowledge. Scientists use a specific structure. If a cause occurs, then an effect follows, because of a logical reason. For our clay experiment, if the knife edge is sharper, it cuts deeper, because applied force is concentrated on a smaller area. The value of a hypothesis is not dependent on being correct. Proving an idea false is actually a success because it eliminates an incorrect path and provides new data to refine the search. This structured prediction provides the exact plan for the fair test that follows. To prove a cause and effect relationship, you need a fair test. This is an experiment where you isolate a single changing element while keeping every single other condition completely frozen in place. The factor you manipulate is the independent variable, like testing low, medium, and high light levels. Water, soil, and temperature are control variables. They stay locked to prevent skewed results. Finally, you measure the dependent variable, the output, like the plant's final vertical height. If you fail to keep your control variables identical, you won't know which factor actually caused the change, making your entire dataset unreliable. After the experiment, the next step is capturing the raw data. Keep all measurements organized and neat ensures that human error doesn't hide the truth. Data analysis is the process of translating those numbers into a visible trend. It's how you find the story the evidence is actually telling. Looking at this chart from our knife experiment, we can compare the ease of cutting and the depth of the cut. The data shows a direct correlation. As the edge gets sharper, the depth of the cut increases. Organizing information into a visual trend like this is the only objective way to determine if your initial hypothesis was correct. We have followed the path from a simple observation to a structured conclusion. But in science, a conclusion is rarely a final stop. The process immediately loops back around. Every answer discovered usually reveals deeper, more complex questions that require a new investigation. In 1928, Alexander Fleming noticed mold destroying the bacteria in his laboratory dish. That single, unexpected observation triggered this exact cycle of questioning and testing, eventually resulting in the discovery of penicillin. From simple kitchen questions to medical breakthroughs that save millions, this systematic approach remains a reliable way to uncover the mechanics of the world.